we are recording. We're recording now. Yes,
Yes,
we are
we're
recording.
recording.
So, so that we can share this later.
If if you guys want to, if you're planning on sharing a resource, raise your hand because we don't, it showed that there's going to be like 50 people on the call, and so we just want to give like kind of first come, first serve sort of in case we can't get to everybody.
And
So
if you're not going to share, you're totally welcome to just be here and absorb
yes,
as
of
well.
course.
So don't worry if we're like, are you sharing? We're not gonna force you to share either.
Tagliamo i pomodorini a metà e li mettiamo in padella con aglio, olio e un po' di sale. Un po' di melanzane alla friggo, aggiungiamo la crema di melanzane, finiamo la cottura con la crema. Ricotta salata.
I was gonna say, we also need to put in the chat that we should mute ourselves if we're not sharing. I'll do some housekeeping.
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
How long do should each person use?
So I'm hoping that we can do 5 minutes or less. So I mean, if it's short and sweet, that's totally fine. But I'm hoping 5 minutes and less, depending on how many people are coming. So if we really have like, I think there was like 52 committed and 8 pending, but like at the same time, we all know that everybody doesn't show up. So if we really have like 60 people come, then we could be here all night. So I'm thinking 5 minutes or less. But if we don't have a lot of people, then we could let them talk a little bit more. We'll see what happens.
Great.
So
throwing my name in there then. Or
Yes.
okay.
Excellent.
I have got you at the top, Jessica, because nobody else has raised their hand. So
look at me. Better than to be early than never.
Yep. Let's see, I'll put this. Okay, so is it, oh, it's 5:30. Should we, there isn't anybody in the waiting room. We might as well just go.
Okay. So, yes, we're gonna go ahead and start on time. Welcome to our resource share. I'm super excited because I've done these for a long time with different groups. Like every time I have a little group, but whatever it is, I'm like, let's do a resource share because they're so cool and I learned so many things. And this may be photo booth related, it may not be. So it's okay if you have something that's not photo booth related. I mean, right now I have 2 businesses and one's not photo booth related. So any tools or resources I can get would be awesome. So some things that I had mentioned that we are recording. So you will get the recap video in the end if you'd like it. Julie's also taking notes. So you will see that come out as well. Every time somebody shares something, she'll get all of that into one document so that we can all see that later on. And then what else do we need? Oh, if you're not presenting, please mute yourself because we want to be able to hear the person presenting. And the person presenting can totally share their screen as well. Hopefully, Julie and I figure that out. So you should be able to share if you want to visually show something, like you can't explain it verbally. We don't have the 60 people that had committed. So we may have a little bit more time than 5 minutes, but I'll have a timer. Can you guys see the timer on my screen? Okay, cool. So I'll have a timer going and then we'll just kind of play it by ear. If the person is like totally not through, maybe we'll give a little bit more time since we don't have that many people here yet. And again, if you don't have something to share, feel free to absorb. That is okay too. And I guess, oh, I should probably tell you guys all who I am. So I'm Vanessa Grossman. I own That One Photo Booth. I'm Julie's sidekick when it comes to the Strong Women Conference, Photo Booth Expo time. And Julie and I hang out almost every day on the phone or something, like coming up with all these cool ideas. So we figured we'd do this. And now I'll let Julie speak and introduce herself. So you all know, if you haven't seen her before, you can all meet her virtually. Julie, you're muted.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to help other people get in the room. And so now I'm trying to figure out, it's asking for a meeting ID, you guys didn't have to give a meeting ID, right? Nobody did?
No.
No?
I joined from the Facebook page at the
Yeah.
top. It says go to a link, and if you just click that, you should be able to get in.
That my neighbor
in the-
Jessica. Hey neighbor.
Hello, hello, neighbor. Terry and I live just across a bridge from each other.
Oh, nice.
It's a tolled bridge, so it feels like it's further than it should be.
Did you guys
Well-
click the events? Or
Here.
I took
just
the
share this-
bit.ly, Julia, and stuck it in a like web link, like a web link. I took the bit.ly and put it in like a browser, and then hit return, and it took me right in.
I went to the
Okay.
Facebook event page, and on the top right, above where it says going or invite, it says go to link, and you just click that too.
okay. I'm just
So,
trying to I think it looks different from my. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna show them this. Sorry, I'm trying to like get these people in here and do this at the same time. I am Julie Martinez. No code. Okay. I started the Strong Women Photo Booth group, and I run the women's conference in Vegas every year in February. And I don't know. That's me.
Yo props.
Oh, and I sell you. Yeah, I'm the owner of Yo Props. I don't put that in the same box as the women's conference for some reason. So, okay, yeah, we're really excited. And yeah, let's kick this off.
Do you feel like you want to share together what our resources? Are you
Yeah,
still-
should we have Jessica go first?
Well, I figured we'll just do
And
it so we can kind of show what it's like. I mean, it's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
self-explanatory, but
Yeah. Okay.
okay, cool. Okay, so I'm starting the timer. Okay, so Julie and I are going to share AppSumo. So if anybody has heard of AppSumo, it is a place where you can get lifetime licenses of software. So for anybody that is, like, okay, this is expensive that I have to pay a subscription monthly, yearly, whatever, forever and ever and ever. AppSumo kind of lets you purchase all these products and you get lifetime licenses. So I just discovered it actually at a resource share a couple months ago. And then I started diving into it and we found a ridiculous amount of stuff and we keep testing it all out. What's really cool is they give you 60-day trials so you can purchase something. And then if you're like, this isn't for me, or it's not going to work, or maybe there's bugs or something that you don't like, then you can actually return it and get your money back. So it's almost, there's nothing that can really stop you from doing it. So that's one of the cool things that I've found. Julie, do you want to add to it?
All right, I might as well just keep myself unmuted because it's quiet in here. Sorry. I discovered the AppSumo for because I was looking for a contest. A contest for my website like a year ago, and so like you can run contests like to gain followers. It's kind of like it's a lead magnet basically. Can I share my screen?
You should be able to.
Because before it wasn't letting me.
Okay, as she's figuring it out, I'll talk some more. So so one of the ones that we found was called King Sumo, like King Sumo. And it lets you do free contests or campaigns. And so that was really cool. And then we also were testing out Sociamonials. I said it right this time. Sociamonials, and we'll have all this in the document. But it's a social media scheduler. So you can add all of your different platforms from all the major social media platforms and post. And I just started using it a couple days ago, and it even lets you schedule stories like repeatedly. So you might do a post and then you don't want to do another post and you just want to share to the story like ongoing. You can actually set an end date. So like I have my my giveaway going and posting to my stories like 2 times a day, and it just automatically posts. I never have to go in there and post it again, which is amazing.
That's awesome. Okay, can you guys see mine? Or it says it's loading. Oh yeah, can you see it?
No?
Can you see my screen?
Yep, Jessica can.
You have to pivot at the top because there's 3 screens like pinned at view options. You have to drop down and then you have to select who you're looking at. FYI, everybody. That's my resource. Thank you.
Oh. Okay. So yeah, so mine, hang on, I'm gonna bring you guys onto the screen a little bit more. Okay, so look at the top in the purple on my website. And I'm just showing you what it looks like from the customer end. So basically you can have somebody, like enter to win, a free upgrade, or enter to win a free photo booth at your event or whatever. And then basically the thing that you want them to do, like say you want more Instagram followers, you want more Facebook followers, things like that. Then you can give them points for each thing. So they would have a number of entries. So I just started this a couple days ago. I don't know if you can see this part, but on my end, it says I have 57 entries. And so it's like, because I want to get more fresh people on following my Facebook page and on my Instagram. And then if they give me their email, then they're on my email list. And then they have a chance to click every day for more entries, things like that. So it's $50 for the year, and they also have a free option. That like there's a few like buggy things like this. Like I had a really cute like enter to win thing here, and it's all cut off. But anyway, so that's the King Somo. And look at that, 30 seconds left.
And I'm not going to I have too many things open on my screen, so I'm not going to pull up Socialmonials, but we'll include a link to that page so you can check it out. But so far I'm liking it. There was a couple bugs. I feel like everything might be not specifically beta or alpha, but there's something like they're not all perfect yet. And I feel like maybe they're new, but they're not new. And so, but it's super inexpensive and we highly recommend it. So, anyway, that was our 5 minutes. Well, if you have questions, we could probably revisit that maybe towards the end. We don't have a whole bunch of people coming in. So everybody write it down on your paper if you have questions, and then we'll come back and do those later. So who would like to go next? Jessica, did you want to go?
Yeah, do you have other people signed up who want to go before me?
Well, you raised your hand first, so.
All right, cool. Well, I will go. I am Jessica. I am the event director at LA Photo Party. I was also old operations manager at another very large photo booth company. There's no more. I want to teach you guys a little bit about Airtable. Airtable is it's a spreadsheet. It's a spreadsheet like on Crack, and we use it as the data hub of everything that we do at LAPP, as well as I've used it for the data hub at the other company that I worked for. I know Lisa has gotten the rundown on this a little bit. She was gracious enough to let me teach a class to her. So I'm going to share my screen. Please don't, I know we're recording this and you're sharing it with a women's group. I'm giving you a live version of what we use, just, so you know that this is what I use. So is this the tab? Am I sharing the right tab? Can you guys see it? Can you see the tab? Yes? I think so. No. Okay, go up to the top where it says options, and you should be able to pivot between like who you're seeing. It should be like Vanessa's there, and then I am listed below. Anyone? Okay, we got thumbs up. I had to scroll through like your guys' little videos. Okay, so here we go. This is Airtable. Airtable is a completely customizable, sortable app that integrates really, really well with other automation systems, such as Zapier, such as QuickBooks, or whatever accounting software you might use. If it's on Zap, you can connect it to here. So basically how this works for us is every time there is a new deal, it brings over the deal into this thing, and then we put all of our data in here. I'm going to try to do this in 5 minutes because I'm so passionate about this. And if you guys aren't using Airtable for, like, if you're still using Google Sheets, it's time to move away. because, like I said, it's sortable. You can filter stuff out, you can filter stuff in, you can create public links, which is one of my favorite things is all of our employees have their own public link where they can see anything they're scheduled for with only the data that I want them to have access to. Do I care that they can see our invoices? No, I don't want our event staff to see that, but I want them to see time, place, details, whatever. So instead of you guys typing in the data into an email thread to your staff or to a text, you only have to gather at one place and it will automatically show up to them when they're scheduled. So let me give you an example. I'm going to pull up here and just kind of scroll through some of the stuff. Oops, that's probably going to go away. Some of the stuff that you can do. So I have these all titled, and I'm going to go through my field so you can see the kind of stuff we include. We can go through and you can add and you can customize any of these. So if you're like, I really want to track if this event is shareable, like if I can use the content for my social media, you can actually create a field for social media, like shareable. And then if you want to create what's called a view over here, you can create one that's like, show me every event that is shareable. And then it will show you every event that is shareable. So you can bring things in and out if you want to see it in this view. It doesn't disappear. It just hides it from this view. So like I was talking about making views for staff, you just turn off the things that you don't want them to see, generate a link for them. So let me give you some use cases that we have for this. We have calendars, which is great. You can get this all built and it's all based on the data that you have. We use it for design process. So my designer knows when or where or whatever. We also have all of our staffing information in here, like contact information, shirt sizes, vehicle information. We have all of our subcontractors listed in here. Our post-party report, if you guys haven't started doing that, that's another resource. Make sure you have your staff filling out post-party reports or whatever you want to call them after the event, telling you as employers everything that happened at the event. So you are aware. If you haven't started doing that, start doing that. So let me tell you about some of the zaps that I have built into this. I'll turn that off. So here's some cases. If somebody has forgotten to fill out their post-party report, it will automatically send them an email the night, I'm going so fast, the night after the event that says you forgot to fill it out now. It creates links between things. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. I could teach a whole class on this, so if anybody's interested in more, let me know. I'll schedule a class. Thanks, guys.
Does anybody have immediate questions? Let's just do it now. Does anybody have immediate questions for Jessica?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
If anything comes up, then we
Julia does.
we will revisit. You have to unmute yourself.
Just trying to figure out how to do it.
There we go. Sorry, it wasn't giving me the option. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Jessica, would this be considered like a project management?
I think that's what they call it.
Okay.
Because it is so flexible, like you can use it for everything. If you are using, let's say Slack, you can set up an automation thing that will send a message to somebody requesting them to work an event just by putting their name in there, and it just does it for you, which is great. But yes, it is a project management. We just use it as our logistics hubs for events specifically.
Okay. And then I'm just writing all this down. Logistics. So what if you didn't have staff? Could you use this in a different way?
So I use it. I also have my own photo booth company as well as working for LAPP. I use it for my own company, for myself as well. I'm the only employee. I will go through and put all of my event details in here as I'm gathering them from the client, just so they're not in 50,000 email threads. So instead of making a Google Calendar with all the details, I'm like, I want this backdrop, it's this venue, this is my DOC, this is my, this is the venue address, all of that stuff. I just plug it in there and use that.
Okay.
So have you used like Asana or ClickUp or any of those project management softwares And like
haven't.
compare it to this? Okay.
I will say that my husband has used Asana and he like hates it so much when I was comparing it to this. So he says no Asana, yes Airtable, if that
Okay.
holds a grain of salt to anybody.
Okay. Cool.
How much is it? Mary asked, how much is it?
Sure. It depends on how many seats you have. It's $10 per seat per month. But I do know you can use it free. So if you want to test it out up to like X amount of records, you can do so for free up until I don't remember how it's like 500 records or something like that.
Okay. And then hang on a second. I think Melissa, I don't know if she had a question or if she wanted to speak. So I'm gonna mute my
Yeah,
if you want to
thank you,
unmute yourself.
Julia. Jessica, I'm excited, feeling your excitement about this project. How far, so earlier you said it was like 500 records. Is there a time lapse? Like
Yeah.
how far back?
Yeah, so I just pulled it up here. Free includes unlimited bases, which is what you guys just saw. That was a base. All of those tabs on the side was a base. Up to 1,000 records per base, up to 5 editors, 1 gigabytes of attachment per base. 100 automation runs and interface designer. That's all free. I do know that after 3 months on the free plan, any comments, because you can add comments to records. So like if you had a designer that you were working with, you can talk on the side and it's linked to the actual event. Stuff will disappear after 3 months.
Okay, thank you.
So it looks like Mary asked a question about the virtual booth. What is it? How does it work? So I'm hoping maybe you can just answer her on the side. Just to talk to
Yeah,
us.
I'll
This is
send
not specifically a resource, but
message Mary for sure.
perfect. All right, thank you so much, Jessica. That's an awesome tool. I'm obsessed with project management stuff. That's why I named those other ones because I too have set up lots of things in Zapier and all that fun stuff. So I might have to just go peek at that one too. We'll see. Would somebody like to go next? If so, raise your hand. Who has another resource? Nobody wants to go. They just all want to absorb. What's enough? We can. Oh, Kathy's gonna go. Okay, Kathy, feel free to unmute yourself.
Well, sorry, I don't can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't have your the video up because I can't figure it out. I don't know. Anyway,
That's okay.
I look like just woke out of bed, my hair in a bun, stuff like that. So I was gonna say I'm, new as far as I retired from my full-time job April 1st, just getting started, getting everything together. I applied for my trademark. So I was going to go over a little bit with that as far as, I don't know if any of y'all you don't have to register your trademark. But I did it on my own. I didn't hire an attorney because, they want to charge you an arm and a leg. Apparently, I didn't even try and find out how much it was. But a couple things I did wrong, but I was able to call. I sent them an email when I got a letter because they found 3 things that I needed to correct, and they were able to correct them on the phone. And the attorney that was assigned, it took a whole year almost to get it assigned to an attorney. And then I got a letter saying, this is what we found. This is what you need to correct. But before you do anything, you can email them. They'll call you back. One thing I did is in my trademark, I included LLC. My name is Oh the Memories LLC. And they just said that you can't trademark LLC, which I understood that. I was just putting that. So if you ever do your own trademark, just don't put LLC in there. You can use it in your trademark. You just can't, you can't trademark LLC. And the other thing I did was, my logo is all white. So I sent in, my picture, my attachment was a black background with white. And because I didn't know how to explain from everything. I just wanted, you know, the background was just white and the logo was all white. And he said that we can change it to where there's no color. That way I can use any color at all. And then the other thing I did is I put myself as the owner, but I did it as an LLC. And he says, well, who owns the trademark? You or your business? And I said, well, the business. He said, well, that's what goes in the owner's box. So he was able to make all the changes to my application, resubmit it, and I'm on my way. So we were on and off phone in 15, 20 minutes. So it was a little bit scary because I'm like, oh crap, what did I do wrong? You know, get this letter to fix stuff. I'm gonna have to pay somebody. And but it was really, really simple. And like I said, just before you pay for somebody, especially if you're by yourself and you're new, I'm just by myself, and I didn't feel like paying somebody to, you know, do something I thought I could do by myself. But anyway, it wasn't too bad. But that's it basically for me. If anybody has any questions or anything, and you know, the customer service was great when I called. They were very helpful. So, but anyway, that's about it. All I have to say. Anybody have any questions?
Ace Chicago, do you have a question or do you want to share?
Sure.
Okay. Mute yourself for a moment. Let's see if there's any. I actually do. I have a question. Where did you go, Kathy, to begin the process? Was there a certain website? Where did you go?
Yeah, it's a U.S. Patent and Trade Office, USP. I always kept getting the post office wrong, but the USPF, it's the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
Okay.
And
their website.
there's a whole bunch of videos and all that kind of stuff. They have a boot camp. Yeah. But you know, just take your time and read over everything, and it is a learning experience, but so.
Excellent. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, well, let's go ahead and move to Ace Chicago for their share.
Hey everyone, I have actually more of a tool than a full resource, but I think it's a really cool thing. I am going to try to share my screen if I can find
And
it.
this is Eva, right?
It's Eva, like
Eva. Sorry, I always do that. Did you cut your hair or is it back?
No, it's just back and with the
okay. Because I was like, I think
yeah.
Okay.
I think
No.
Oh, there we go. Can you see
Did
that?
it help? Did it help when I stopped sharing the timer? Yeah. I'm gonna stop my share then. Good.
Okay, can you see the smarter goal setting thing on my screen? I'm gonna take that as a yes. I saw some stuff. Okay. So this is a tool shared with me from a mentorship program I'm part of, MentorPods. If you're looking for some help, I strongly recommend them. I love them and they have some cool stuff. But anyways, this is shared with their permission. This is an idea about how to set goals. And my business partner is my husband, and we've been running the business together from the beginning, and we can sometimes get very chaotic in the way we're trying to communicate to others what is it that we're trying to achieve when it comes to working with us or for us. And I found this to be a very useful tool to evaluate how we are communicating with others for these bigger things. I'm not gonna, do a whole spreadsheet for a simple task I'm asking a technician to do in the office. But if it's something bigger, we will go through this and we'll write down what we're thinking, or we will just discuss this and say, hey, this is what we're trying to get. And then we'll go through the specific steps of making this Goal Smarter, which just simply means that it helps us get everybody on the same page. Instead of saying, hey, clean up the warehouse, let's use that for a simple example, we can say, make sure to put all the equipment away and sweep the floor, right? How is it measurable? Well, all the equipment from the weekend has been put out from our lobby to our warehouse. Quite simple. Is it achievable? Well, it depends on how much time we're giving them. So we say in the next hour, do this, or 2 hours or half an hour, depending on how much stuff there is to be done. Is it relevant to what they're doing? If they're our warehouse person, very much so. If I ask my bookkeeper to do this, not at all. Timely was the deadline, and this is one that we often internally struggle with. Well, we'll ask people to just do something, but there's no specific deadline or expectation for this. So sometimes people will prioritize and make their best assumptions about when we want something done. But if I didn't communicate clearly when I need something done, I can get upset when it's not getting done on time. And then there's an option to add the E and the R. Is this a goal that needs to be evaluated and revised as needed? And we haven't done this yet, but we are starting to implement this. We just have a new hire who is going to be our first test subject, so to speak, to this, to use this to set goals for their probationary period when they start working for us. We are meeting with him on Monday. We're going to set 3 goals of things that he either doesn't have experience with yet or doesn't quite know for what our needs are. We're going to create 3 of these goals, and that's when we're going to use the E and R. We're going to revisit in a month and see what's the progress on that. Does this goal still make sense for them? Should we revise it? And how's progress going on that? And if anybody is interested, I have permission to share this as a PDF with you, so very happy to do that. That's it.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thank you. Do you have anybody have questions?
I do. I'll jump in here. I think my boss is in the mentor pods with you because this is very familiar to me. But are you using this at all for OKR? Are you doing any OKR stuff? I don't know if no. Okay.
I don't know what OKR is. Sorry.
Okay. Well, then never mind. Guess not. I didn't know if that was something via mentor pods or not. So thank you.
Any other questions? Excellent. Thank you, Eva. All right. Who would like to share a resource of some type? It could be a website, a book, a podcast. If you would like to share, raise your hand. Or if you don't know how to do that, unmute yourself and yell at us. One or the other.
Hello,
Missy?
everybody.
Hi.
Hey, okay, I would like to share. This is a website. It's called Magisto.com. Has anybody heard of it? Magisto.com. And it is a resource to allow you to quickly make a reel, some type of highlight reel, let's say from an event, and you throw your clips in there. I actually ran across this because I like to sync my clips, so my content to music, and this does it for you. So you put your clips in, and it will adjust your timing based on the music that you select. So they do have, you can upload your own music if you choose, or they have your royalty-free music selections that you can select from. Plus, they offer different templates that you can use to add some pizzazz to your reel. So you can also, it allows you to select the resolution. So is this for a story, or do you want it to be like 1920 by 1080? And then you can do it free of charge. However, to get the higher resolution output, I think there is a fee for that. So that's my resource. I love it if I wanted to really highlight an event really quickly. So that's it.
Misty,
Yes.
okay, so I looked it up. Is this a Google Play app, or there is a different one that says like Filmora? Do you know what the website is or where to find it?
Just Magisto. Here, I'm gonna add it to the comments and say magisto.com. And then so that's it right there. Does it take you there? Free video editor.
When I clicked on that Magisto, it brought up Vimeo. Is it part of Vimeo?
It could be. I'm not sure. I set mine up quite some time ago. I'm trying to look at your screen.
I had to type it twice and it went in. It found it the second time. First time I did what you did, Vanessa.
Huh.
I did.
Maybe they purchased it?
I put mine in the Google bar. I didn't put it in the bar. I just put it in the, if you go to Google and then just type it in, don't type it in the address bar, just type it in the
search bar.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Vimeo also has one.
So I have an Android, and if I look it up in the App Store, it says Magisto Video Editor and Music, but it is by Vimeo, so it might.
That could be the case.
Yeah, it just takes, so it goes to Vimeo. Well, cool. Well, thank you, Misty.
You're welcome.
On that same note, there's also CapCut that's out there. Oh shoot, my timer. Okay. There's also CapCut that does kind of similar things also. Anybody has ever used that one? Who else has a resource that they would like to share? Oh, actually, there's all kinds of stuff in the chat. Let me look there. So Eva had recommended some books: Who, Not, How, Unreasonable Hospitality, Shoe Dog, Never Split the Difference, Profit First, and Shut Up and Sell More. So Julie, make sure to get those in there. We have to read all of those now. Come on, everybody, let's listen together. Let's have a book club. I just want to do everything, huh? Let's see, and the Mentor Pod is in there. Thank you for that. And then podcast from Lisa, Sales Logic Podcast. That sounds like a good one. You can learn how to sell. Do you want to talk? Is Lisa still there? Lisa, do you want to talk about that one?
I can't talk. I have laryngitis.
Oh my gosh. Okay, no problem. Thanks for saying what you just did now. Okay, so we all just need to go listen to Sales Logic podcast and then hit up Lisa and connect with her offline so that y'all can find out what she loves so much about it.
Janice, did you want to share or did you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to share a resource.
Okay, let's do that. Go ahead and share.
So there is this website called score.org. I know I got it from the Strong Women's Photo Booth Facebook a few years ago. But this is they provide free business mentorship. You just go to that website, score.org. You put in your zip code and you request the mentor. I'm a part of it. So initially you get on a phone call with a mentor. They ask you like, what type of questions do you have regarding business? And it could be anything from like basic, like if you haven't started yet, how do you start an LLC, etc., to anything. Like my biggest struggle at some point was like accounting tasks. And they helped me with that. So they guided me and gave me resources to like how to get more organized in terms of my accounting, and softwares I could use. They provided free resources, free softwares for my accounting tasks, and they were very helpful. They also do like monthly roundups at the local. So I belong to like from there, I do like the women's roundup at the local library. And we all meet up together, and there it's a great way to network with other business owners as well. They have the same mindset as you and the same like goal-oriented people. So you guys could exchange business cards. So you could do like the in-person thing too. And they send you like monthly newsletters as well. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Janice. Yeah, I know there's local chapters all over the place. So, just look on their website and check to see if there's something local to you. Like for us here in Santa Maria, California, ours is like a half an hour away, but people, the volunteers and whatnot still travel to you. So it is definitely a good resource and kind of kickstarts your networking as well. Anybody have questions for Janice? Excellent. Thank you, Janice. Feel free to, thank you. Okay, so if anybody else would like to go, raise your hand. I'm just going to continue reading the stuff that got put into the chat. So Jenna with Regal Reflections posted that I believe this is a book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think I listened to it on audio thing. And then The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which is also another good one. So if you guys haven't learned, I'm kind of vulgar. I might seem sweet, but I love that one too. Brittany says a book, The Secret Thoughts of Successful Women. It's about overcoming the imposter syndrome. So if anybody needs some advice on that, check that one out. Let's see. Carrie says that she joined the Creative Women's Group in her town, which is great for networking. That's good. I'm actually the president of the Santa Maria Women's Network currently. I'm almost done. And it is a great way if you guys have a women's group in your local community, or perhaps if you don't, maybe you just want to start one. It is a great way to lift up women, connect with women, because it is a different atmosphere with just women. So highly recommend. Let's see, I think I read them all. Does anybody want to talk about any of the ones that they posted? Like just share a little more?
Carrie, would you share like what is the Creatives Women's Group? Like what is it? Like is it like people that are into design or art, or like what is that about?
Oh,
Yeah, some gal, I live in Northeast Tacoma, here in Washington State, and some gal just popped up in our community group. So we have a Northeast Tacoma neighbors group and said, hey, for all of you women who are creatives, you want to get together and do like happy hour. And she started this group like 2 months ago, and a bunch of us are like, I'm down. And it's mostly, honestly, there's a lot of photographers, which has been really great for me, networking with the photographers. But there's everything from music teachers to one lady who works for a company, all she does is 3D models or using a 3D printer, which apparently is in her house. And just, it's really been great and supportive. They're much younger than me, which is, I think the next person closest in age to me is 10 years younger, but it is a really great opportunity. And we've already started supporting each other and giving each other ideas, kind of like what we're doing, exchanging resources. And so it's just been really awesome. And somebody just woke up and decided to do it. And it's been going really well. We're on like our 4th month. And yeah, that's it. But I do want to start a chapter of Strong Women's Network. I told Jessica when we got back, I'm like, we need to start a chapter in our region of the Strong. We got to get permission from all y'all, but we think that's also a really good idea. So throwing that out there.
You're gonna pay my bridge toll? That's too much. That's too much
Of
every time.
course I'll pay your bridge toll. Come on. It's
That's
only
too
one
much.
way. It's only one way. I'll pay it.
I was joking.
Oh, oops. Okay, Lisa said, has anyone become a certified woman-owned business? I actually did this year. Well, I don't know if it's certified. I just told my accountant I needed to have them change my ownership to 51%. Is that the same? Give me a thumbs down. Is that not the same? She can't talk. It's not the same? Okay. Well, tell me. Somebody.
She says
Yeah,
there's
who's
a
done it?
legal process.
Has anybody on the call done it before?
I haven't done it, but I know it's not the same, and it matters sometimes for grants. You can be certified as a woman business owner or as a minority owned group. There's several different certifications that make it easier to get certain grants or government funded loans. So if you're, sorry, ambulance.
We can't hear it.
Yeah, sorry, there was an ambulance going by. So if you owe 51% or more, it might be worth it to go through the process of getting certified. Also, sometimes for bids that relate to government institutions, they will favor you.
Cool. Okay. And then Carrie Jessica, Jessica shared for Washington State how to get certified. So it looks like maybe if we Google a little, we could probably figure it out. And then Lisa mentioned that she has tabs on her laptop that she'll share later. So we'll make sure that we wait to send out the notes. We will wait to send it out and make sure we have Lisa's information in there, because I think we can all go do that. We should all make that a goal. We'll just meet again in a month and we'll say we're all certified now. Right? Let's
Does
see.
anybody know like what the cost for something like that? Like, is there a cost? I'm sure they had a pink text to that.
You have to Google it, Julie.
Okay, I will.
I don't know. I just scrolled really fast on here. I don't see anything immediately, but anyways, somebody asked ChatGPT or something. I'm sure they'll know. Oh, let's see. We skipped a couple things. So Jenna mentioned to join your local chamber. How many people are local chamber members? I am. I'm kind of, yeah, good. So I do recommend it also, lots of networking, but if you do join your local chamber, you also have to get involved. So go to ribbon cuttings, if they let you go to those, make sure to go to any type of mixers that they have. Try and be involved as much as possible. Here in my town, they have like a profile on their website. So make sure to fill that out if they offer that. Do all the things. I actually made besties with a couple people that work at the chamber. So I'm like really digging in, making sure that that I can, get my money's worth with my chamber membership. But it does work, and people do see that affiliation with more prestige and more professionalism. So I do highly recommend that too. Kathy has, or I think Eva was first. So Eva, did you have something?
It's a very quick resource that's not necessarily business related, but I listen to audiobooks when I'm driving, which is a lot. So if you don't know this, there's an app called Libby, that's Libby. And if you have a card to your local library, Libby will allow you to check out books and audiobooks for free from your local library directly to your phone. And sometimes you have to wait for it. I don't know how it works that they have like 2 audiobooks available, but you can place a hold on it and listen through there for free. And by default, you rent an audiobook for 2 weeks, but you can extend that too. So really cool resource, I think.
Awesome. There's Hoopla is another one, and can you guys hear me? Oh, and they have yeah, ebooks, audiobooks. There's like they have movies even. I'm like all about the self-help and like self-improvement books, and yeah, and I think you get them for 3 weeks, and you can always just like so I moved to Oregon, but in LA, the Hoopla account I had, I could check out like 10 books in a month. But then my local library in the town that I live in, you can only check out 2. So I'm like sticking with I like renewed my LA library account so that I could keep more on that one. But yeah, that's somebody else said, Mary said, Z Library is another great free book resources. Unlimited with a small donation. That's cool.
Cool.
Hey,
Thank you. And then I was going to read what Carrie wrote. So Carrie wrote she was hired for a mixer and then the chamber wanted to hire her for pennies. Thinking about becoming a member, got bookings from the mixer. So that's the same experience here. My chamber is like broke, but because I have friends that work there, they've explained like why they can't spend a lot for whatever reason. And I think all chambers are different, but it's here they're like they usually end up hiring somebody else that's like a non-chamber member, a different photo. And I was like, what the heck, you guys? But with my other business, I get a lot of leads, and then it's creating that relationship. So then once they know me and I've built a relationship and I'm like becoming friendly with everybody, then they're like, oh, we want to hire her because like we have a relationship with her. So it's about building those relationships, and that's kind of where the value is coming in. So you may not get hired by your chamber, but you'll be hired by people that you meet through the networking and connecting. And like I said, you get that prestige, that title of being a chamber member. So like real quick example, I was asked by our local community college to join a media arts committee for the college because they found my other business through the profiles on the chamber. And then once I went in there, I went to this meeting for this committee and I felt like such an imposter there. I was like, am I even good enough for this? Because they were all like instructors and educators and stuff that were there. And then like primetime people from like movie directors and crazy artists and things like that. Anyways, so I go there and I give my input, which was good apparently. And then in the end, there was a few people, they're like, oh, I need a photo booth. And then I got gigs from just going to that meeting, and they found me because of my chamber membership. So there is a little testimonial. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Okay.
Kathy had her hand up.
Okay, Kathy.
Yeah, I was just wondering, in the beginning, y'all talked about the lifetime software license. Did you guys ever show that link? Y'all talked about it, but I don't, and it was maybe in a view option. I didn't select it.
I didn't share it. Okay, let me.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got my AARP card, so everything's disintegrating, my hearing, my eyes, everything. So I just couldn't remember.
No worries. Let me see if I like closed a bunch of stuff right before I started this because I have like a bajillion tabs open. Oh, by the way, here's another resource for you. If you're like me and have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tabs open on your computer, there is a Chrome add-on called OneTab, like ONETAB, and like you press the button and it like takes all your tabs away and puts it into a list for like later, and then you can restore. Actually, let me just show you. Why am I telling you when I could show you? Desktop, share. Okay, so here's my screen. These are all the tabs that I have saved in different orders. These are all the tabs that I have open. Can you guys see? Cool. Okay, so then I press a button and then it's probably gonna lag because I have so many open. So all my tabs disappeared, but now it is in this list. Yep, this list right here. Boom. So then I can restore them and then they will all open back up. And so if you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tabs open like I do, seeing as like I have 552 tabs on just this browser alone, but like I usually have like 7 different profiles open and multiple different windows open with multiple different tabs. Anyway, so it can get busy. So this is the way to go if you guys need to save your memory on your computers. AppSumo. Yeah, I have it here. Let's see. I guess, what should I share, Julie? Socialmonials? That's the one I was talking about.
I would, okay, so do you want me to pull my, like what I do when I go in there?
Sure.
I could.
We basically have together, we've been like going through and like searching for things and then trying them out and then getting back together and then talking about all the things we hate and all the things we like, and it's just been, I feel like we're obsessed together.
Basically what I've done is I've compared the lifetime membership to like the same software in like on their regular site, and like done the free trial just to see what it looks like, to see if I even want to bother buying it, and just to kind of, you know, poke around and see how it is. But you can go, like if you go to the home page, Vanessa, on there, and you can kind of filter things from what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for, like, they have a calendar, they have TidyCal, I think that's like $30 for a lifetime. They have like social media management, they have project management, they even have like classes. I can't see your screen, it's kind of small, but let's see, it's courses. Yeah, so on the side where it just is like, so you can just kind of go through. Personally, I wouldn't do this app. So basically you can like buy a membership from them to get 10% off, but that seems kind of stupid because you're not going to buy all the products. Like I would just, you know, it's like you could probably find a coupon, but some of the ones that I liked, because I've been looking for something like a better software or a better social media management one, and the two that I thought were cool was Socialmonials, and I think I could do up to 3 different businesses on the one membership. Like you can pay for a different amount of login. So let's say you have 10 businesses, you'd want a certain number of
Socialmonials, you get 30 profile platforms with 1 seat. So in AppSumo, when you purchase the software, there's different like licenses that you can purchase, and then you can stack, like we had to figure all this out, and then you can stack them on top of each other. So like for Socialmonials, oops, there's a lot to read and experience. So you can buy codes, right? So like with Socialmonials, you get 1 workspace, 3 users, and 30 social profiles. And it doesn't matter which social profiles, so it can be a mixture of different platforms. But like if you have more than 30 social profiles, like for me, because I do marketing for other clients, then I might want to stack it and get, you know, like 3 codes, which comes with 90 social profiles, and then it's all like connected. I'm going to bring up Socialmonials because I did purchase it so that I can try it out. So it lets me add, I have a bunch of different clients in here along with the photo booth. but it lets me add all the major social media profiles. So Facebook, Instagram, Google, business profile, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest. So all of the different ones. And then if anybody is already using a social media scheduler, this may be better or maybe worse. I don't know. But I've been currently using Social Pilot. And that's what I was using, but there was just a few things that this does a little bit better. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out and see what happens. But you can choose, you can make groupings. So like, let's say you're doing your photo booth and you're doing your personal and you're doing something else. Like you can make groups so that you're not sitting here trying to figure out which ones to click on each time. So like I can just do the photo booth only and it will toggle. My computer's so slow right now. It will toggle to the profiles that I had previously set up. You enter some stuff in, and then it goes to all the different platforms over here on the right, and then you can manually change stuff for Twitter, you know, depending on how many characters. You can change your visibility for YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty robust, and then it has really cool, what I mentioned earlier, reposting. So like you do every certain amount of days, weeks, months, or years and just keep reposting. So maybe you create a post, like you work really hard, you spend 10 minutes, you make a post and you're like, well, this is going out once and I'm never going to use it again. Well, you could have it repost once a year, right? So, I mean, not too bad if it's once a year. Hopefully the algorithms aren't like, oh my gosh, you're reposting this. Because it's only once a year, but now like your next year is being set up already, the next several years, right? So maybe you do this one, you know, unique post, but then in a year from now you're posting again. Like who's truly going to remember it unless it's like, you know, the best thing you've ever made. But like it could be something people forget about and just need a reminder. So I thought that was really, really cool. And then you can set up queue schedules based upon like if you know when your people are online, your viewers are online. So you have that. There's a calendar. I'm trying not to take up too much time. Okay, there's a calendar, so then you can see things that you posted. Like here, these are stories that I posted. So it's the same flyer posted twice a day. And this is all I've used it for lately. There's reporting. And then there's an AI writer, which is limited unless you like pay some more money, which I'm not doing right now. And then there's an approval process. So if you have somebody that's doing your social media for you, but you want to see it before it actually goes out, there's that. And then I don't know what the share button thing is because I haven't figured that out yet. And there's contacts. And then within publishing, you can queue, you can set up drafts, etc., RSS feeds. So anyway, it's pretty robust. You'll all have to check it out and see for yourself because it's a lot of stuff that I spent a lot of time looking at. So I don't want to take the whole time on that, but it is much cheaper to purchase it this way than it is to go to Socialmonials and purchase it directly, or like Social Pilot. I think I'm paying like $500 or $600 a year, and I'm limited to 20 platforms only. And I know there's like Later and there's, I don't know what all the other ones are, Hootsuite, and I've probably used them all, but but they're way more expensive and this does like just good enough job. So if you need something more robust than that, check it out. But this is super inexpensive. I think I bought 5 codes, $345, 5 workspaces. So let's say you have photo booth and then you have your other company, you have another company and another company, right? And then you have 3 users that can log in, 150 social profiles. Like, I don't even think you would have that many. And then the campaigns, oh, I didn't even talk about that. So they have the campaigns that Julie spoke about. So you can create sweepstakes or things like that. I did not create my giveaway on this, but you can set up so that you can collect information, have people go follow your social media, you know, go to a link, watch a video, sign up for something. So it's all things that you can manually change. But this is a great way to build your lead list and your followers and get more visibility. Okay, I feel like I took up a lot of time. So if anybody has any questions, hit up Julie and we will share some more later.
I found something the other day I mean, if you guys, cut me off if you have questions. But so there's this, I don't know how new it is, but it's like a competitor to Zapier. It's new, and there's like it's only $250 for a lifetime membership. Up to, hang on, I'm gonna go look. Oh, what is it? Oh yeah, Pabbly,
Pabbly.
Pabbly, and it has in fact, hang on, let me share my screen and you can see the same thing I see. Wait, I'm in the wrong page. Oh, here we go. Sorry.
Has anybody used Pabbly? Okay. I'm like, I'm curious if it's just as good as Zapier, because I know Zapier is awesome, but
Can you guys see my
if we can
screen?
all see
Oh.
yes.
Okay. So yeah, I read a ton of reviews of people that had moved over from Zapier, and they seem totally happy. And then like it has, I think there was like 1,500 or some applications. Every single application I've ever used, I looked for in here, and it was there. Every time I go on this, it says 3 hours and 36 minutes. So I don't think it's actually going down. But there's $249 lifetime. But there was something. Oh, here we go. So this was the part I didn't understand. Well, so it had like, so there's different lifetime memberships, and then so Zapier, look, is like $588 for the year, and this one's $250 total. And then to have the same on their ultimate $699 year or lifetime, the Zapier comparison plan is $1,548. So it just kind of goes through like all what they have for each plan, but I was kind of interested in doing that. Although I don't even have Zapier, so I have to figure out how to use all this stuff to see if it's something that I actually would use. So, but I'll put that one in the comments or in the spreadsheet as well. The same account. Oops. Same account connections available products. Just like the same applications that they have. Is that what you mean? Yeah, every single thing that I mean, you could search. So this is what I did in Zapier. I searched for every software that I use and made sure that they came up. And then I did the same thing in Pabbly, and the same thing happened. Like the only thing that didn't come up in Zapier either, because it's like this super janky social media management thing that I've been using. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely I think it would be worth checking out just to save that.
So I just looked, and it has
fee.
a 30-day refund guarantee. So I think I'm pulling the trigger because Zapier is super expensive. And I'm obsessed with these lifetime licenses. So I may pull the trigger and just do this because I'm building all kinds of automations right now. So I don't want to build them in Zapier and then turn around and build them in this. So I may just do it and then let you guys know. I'm ready to invest.
Can you tell us a second, like what kind of automations you're using?
Well, right now whenever I get an email, I have it go to my project management. So I'm using, well, I was using Motion. So if you guys ever are on social media, you'll probably see lots of Motion. So I was using that, but there's an issue with Motion. So I will tell you right now what that issue is. The issue is that if you don't touch a task in 6 months, it archives away, like even if it's not completed yet. So I had stuff that I had set up for like 1 or 2 years from now, like, like business backend stuff. And then they all disappeared. And then I never got notified because they disappeared to the archives. Anyway, so don't use Motion. I've skipped out of that one. But I went back to ClickUp, which that's what I use. And I use Asana for smaller team stuff. But so basically, whenever I get an email, I have it automatically go as a task into ClickUp. And then instead of like comparing and contrasting, then basically once I complete the task in my email, which I usually use labels, and I just use Gmail. So just so it's not clear, it's nothing special. And then I have it complete out of my tasks, so I don't have to manually go do that. I use CheckCherry, so I have like my gig stuff connected with CheckCherry to my task management, so everything's in one place. What else am I using it for? I think those are like the main ones that I have set up right now. But I have plans to do a million other automations, so I just have to do the work. Jessica, do you have some?
Oh,
Were you saying to me?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know you use Zapier. What else do you use?
I actually just pulled it up because I have so many of them that I was like, let me look through my folder and just like get off the top of my head. So right now, the things that I have are like when we have a new deal in HubSpot, we use HubSpot as our
CRM.
That's the word. It will like zap a deal over to Airtable. We have that post-party report email that I told you guys about, that if an event is 24 hours past the date, it will send us a reminder to the staff who is scheduled to submit that. I have, let's see here, Zaps that will bring events from Airtable to Google Calendar. We also have events that will email staff if they are scheduled for an event and it cancels, so we don't have to do that because we forget sometimes to be like, well, that event's canceled, or something like that. We have a dead event Zap, so like if an event is dead, it will email all of the people who are involved in that it is no longer happening. Oh gosh. Jotform stuff, inbound lead stuff, which is like new QuickBooks stuff, a new deal, create a project in QuickBooks. So many of them.
Yeah, so if you think about it, like if you're like, I really wish that this program or software over here would just automatically put something over here into this thing. Just think of that. Most likely Zapier can do it.
It's a lot of from what I know about it, it's a lot of logic based simple program. If then that, or if then do that. I can't remember the name of the old stuff. If you guys were at the women's conference and watched Lisa's thing, she talked about specifically setting up these kind of automations. If this happens, then do that. So a lot of the big companies will have Zap automation. So it will be like, if this happens, then bleh. And it's just all logic based and it's really easy to figure out. Sorry, jumped in there. My bad.
No, thank you. Yeah. It's the secret I knew about that I never actually dug into until recently, and I was like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? It saves so much time.
This might be a good class all in its own.
Yes, let's do Zapier
sharing
class.
different, yeah. Jessica, Eva has a question for you. What do you guys have the staff put in the post-event form?
Yeah, let me just pull it up and I'll read through. Sorry, my children are wiling out in the background, so if you hear them. Okay, so we call it the post-party report. So the way that we have it set up through Airtable, please contact me for your Airtable classes later. But we have it set up where they will put in the event name and automatically links the post-party report to the actual event. So like when you look at the actual event record, it's already linked. We ask what like booth they used at the event. So if all of our booths have names, so we can track equipment issues, things like that. We ask if all of the images were sent to the places that they need to be sent. Did the client add anything to the event? Were there any issues with the equipment, party planner, or venue? If yes, please explain. Was everybody on time? What vehicles were used for a certain tracking? What time did you arrive on site? Were you able to take meal breaks? I'm reading you, just giving away all of our secrets here. Were hours worked differently than originally scheduled? So if like the client added an hour or whatever, was the client happy? Was anybody interested in hearing more about our company? Did you put in your reimbursement or submit your receipts? And then also I like any high fives that you want to give for the event. And if there are additional photos, please share them with us so we can share marketing. Those are things
that was amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was I could see everybody like try to write down it really fast. Don't worry, everybody. We're recording. So.
Sorry, I just cruised through it. I kind of skipped a couple because I was like, oh, that's not relevant to anybody except for us. But like, did you be sure to clock in? Do you have any like reimbursements? Like send photos of your receipts, all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. That's great. Thank you. I was looking through the chat. I hope I didn't miss anything. But is there anybody else that had a resource that would like to share?
Lately I've been talking to a financial advisor, and she mentioned to me that if, I can like give her information out if anybody's looking for a financial advisor, but it's really kind of changed the way that I think about managing my finances. And she also holds me accountable for things, because she'll set up a meeting with me, and like 2 weeks from when we talk, be like, okay, next time we get together, have your IRA information figured out and your credit card APR information figured out. And, she, convinced me to sign up for life insurance and all these things. It's just been really great to have someone hold me accountable for those sort of things. Otherwise, I'll just never do them. So if you want that information, or if you're looking for one, and she's great, and she can work with your budget too. So she kind of talks to you and gets to know you, has an introductory conversation, and then gets to know you, and then you kind of figure out what you can afford and like how often you would meet and what you would need help with, basically. So yeah, I can put her name in the notes, and then if you want to, I could put our contact info in there too. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Like, I have another thing that I can share. I just feel like you have so many things to share. That's my favorite thing to do. So if you guys feel weird about networking, you could start a networking group like I did. So I actually started what we call Central Coast Event Network here in California on the Central Coast. So it was just me and one other person who happens to be an event coordinator, and we share an office together. But we decided to start this, and we host, it's a lot of work and it's all free, but we host monthly mixers at different event venues along the Central Coast for free. So we go and we put it out, like we finally have a website that I created, and we have social media. So we did invest in a website together. But what we do is we basically have spotlight vendors. So we tell the entire event industry, like, anybody is welcome to come. And then we would love spotlight. So we collect like one caterer, one photo booth, one photographer, one of everything, right? And then we go to this venue, and then we all do what we do. So the photographer takes pictures, the photo booth sets up the photo booth, the caterer serves something like appetizers, or some people have served a full meal, and it's all on their dime. So we're doing all of this for free. Like, we don't spend any money. Everybody's bringing their services together, their products together for this mixer. And it's like 2 hours an evening, once a month. And then we bring people into these venues. So the venues think that it's like awesome, because we're bringing in like all these referral partners. And then we just we network, and then we have, it's very structured and scheduled so that like people have the chance to speak in front of the room. They get a minute each, and then we share them on social media. So everybody is really starting to get really hyped up here on the Central Coast, and the only thing we require is that they have a business license and insurance, because we don't want to promote this is so mean, but we don't want to promote non-legit businesses. We just feel like it's not hard to get a business license and insurance, so we really promote that. But we're also encouraging people, if they don't have that, then we're like, okay, this is how you do it, and then we're actually leading them to do it. So we're actually building up our event industry that way here on the Central Coast. But I've really boosted my sales and my gigs because of leading this thing. So it's a lot of time on my part, but I think of it as a marketing investment because it's helping boost my visibility for my businesses.
We have something
Anyway.
similar here in Savannah. It's called the Savannah Wedding and Event Vendors, and we do monthly meet and greets. Every other month, we'll do a meet and greet, and then every other month, we'll do a learning or training or
some kind of like seminar where you can grow your business. The meet and greets, we actually invite local brides and couples to come and meet the vendors. So it's not just us networking with each other, but we're also inviting brides to come and meet us and see what we do and talk to us.
Oh, ideas. Thank you.
We have therapy Thursdays, which sounds similar to what we're doing. What you're doing, it's a monthly event for vendors only. Everybody's within the event industry once a month, and you can volunteer your services. We're a multi-op, so it's nice for us because 1 month we can do photo booth, 1 month we can do lighting, but we try not to abuse it too much. But it's really nice for networking and building relationships and staying top of mind for planners who are the real clients here, because they just bring a lot of events. But it's awesome. I just also wanted to say it's awesome how you guide people to get their licenses and all of that. That's amazing.
Thank you. It's one of my personal pet peeves. I mean, I'm so sorry if there's anybody on this call that's not licensed. So sorry, but we'll help you go get licensed. But it's just a pet peeve of mine because, you know, our competition is those that are lower than us, and usually they're lower than us because they're not legit businesses. So I'm like, okay, come on, let's get everybody on the same page, the same, you know what I mean, the same page. And so
Even if you're
it's
not
a little bit.
licensed, at least have a contract. I have seen so many brides that pop up on my local like Facebook groups that are like, I gave this person such and such a deposit as a makeup and hair artist, and then they ghosted me. And it's like, you paid them a deposit, you didn't sign a contract, and you paid them via Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So yes, that's true. That's true. Thanks, Jenna. That's a good point. So yeah, so I don't know. I feel like there's so much room for improvement, and like having that business license really does give back to the community because you're part of that, you know, you're doing the things that you need to do to be legit. So so we are promoting that, and then I refer a crap ton of people to the chamber because of that. So I'm helping build up our community via the chamber also. So it's like I'm not an ambassador. I'm an unofficial ambassador for the chamber also, which helps to build the community, which is important to me. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop talking again. Is there anybody else that would like to share something?
I have one. Okay, so I noticed that, and I should have done this earlier because some people left, but there's some new faces on here, and so I thought this might be a good time to share about the women's conference. So so if you guys, I'm sure you guys have heard of PBX, Photo Booth Expo, that happens in Vegas every year in February, the last full week of February. So for the last 5 years, I think, we've done the Strong Women Photo Booth Conference. So it runs right alongside with the Photo Booth Expo. We have our own classes, we have our own girls' night out party, we have our own mixers, and just different networking opportunities and stuff. And the classes are focused on you, on women. Like there's different, there's the thing with PBX, it's a great trade show. The classes are a little watered down, and most speakers, not all speakers, but most of the speakers have a motive. Like they have a sales pitch. So you're just getting a very shallow, you want this? They have a very shallow talk, kind of like a teaser, so that you'll find out more, you know, by paying them for things. So none of our speakers are paid, and everybody is just genuinely sharing because they want to improve the industry, and especially with women. So we're kind of a minority in the industry, which is kind of how this whole Facebook group got started in the first place. And so we just really need a place for ourselves. So just to kind of give you a little tease, like from this last year. And I'm looking at Carrie because it's like we spent a lot of time. We went to the Selfie Museum for our girls' night out, and our feet were hurting, and so we just sort of laid around in the It was like a emoji ball pit that we
Ball
just
pit.
kind of laid in for like 45 minutes because our feet hurt. But we had our event was at the Selfie Museum. We rented it out. We took selfies all night, took pictures of each other, made lots of friends, have food. All the classes run all day Monday and Tuesday. We have light breakfasts and afternoon snacks kind of thing, coffee, tea. And then we have we have a lounge on the trade show floor. So there's nowhere to sit anywhere. Like you can't even walk out into the hall and sit down. There's nothing. So we have a really pretty lounge area. And so we have like, couches and massage chairs and it's really cute. I'm trying to think what else.
Did you forget the swag? Because I see Jessica holding her pen.
Oh yeah, we've got swag every year. Yeah, so that's a Boss Babe pen, and so we have stickers. Have you even unpacked the bag, or are you just unpacking it right now? Stickers, like little self-care items, like maybe like every year we kind of do something different. So like, oh yeah, cute. That's cute. Yep, it was 80s night. We're gonna announce what the theme is this year. I think you guys are gonna think it's really fun. Pull it back a little bit, Jenna. I can't see. Oh yeah, that was fun.
We have a networking breakfast.
Oh yeah, we do a networking breakfast, and that's everything's included. So but if you guys, I just realized if you guys want to put your name, or like the ones that don't have a name written, like Brittany, Beza, MDE, I think those are the only. Oh, Monica, your full name is on there. But you guys tell me your name and your email address just so I can kind of keep you in the loop. So in case you guys are interested, I don't send emails out very often at all.
I think Zoom will give you a report, I believe. I think. Well, after this call, we'll figure it out. I think it does, though. I think you can get a report.
Okay, but if people are on their phones, I would just have a phone number.
Oh yeah, good point.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna have to hop off here, but I am going to tell you that if you have not attended the women's conference, it is worth it. I've gone 3 years in a row now, maybe 4, I think. 3 years. 3 years in a row now. It is amazing. It is 10 o'clock where I'm at, and I have to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So love you all. Have a great
Thanks,
night.
Jenna.
If you have any
and Jenna was
questions
was a speaker one year too,
I
and shared
was.
her expertise. So you get to see people like Jenna and Jessica
if you
and Lisa.
see me at PBX or the women's conference, feel free to pull me aside, ask me any questions, talk to me, or you can reach out to me on Facebook. I'm currently in Wichita, Kansas, where Michelle Strait is. So we're going to try to link up while I'm out here. I travel a lot for work, so I have no problem connecting with you all if I ever am in your city, but I do have to hop off of here. It was lovely seeing all of you guys. And like I said, reach out to me on Facebook if you have any questions for me.
Thanks, Jenna.
And definitely get a ticket to the Strong Women's Conference.